Today I'm at Ferrari Maserati of Long Island to check out the new cars they got in stock, so let's go check them out. This is a Kermit Green Aston Martin Vantage Roadster, probably the wildest color you could get on this car. It's a very rare color. I'd love to know what you guys think of it. Personally, I'm not a big fan of it. It just doesn't suit the nature of an Aston Martin. Like, this would be better suited on a Lamborghini, but it's still cool to see. I think he's moving this extremely understated 488 GTB, all blacked out with some yellow accents. Then we've also got some other Ferraris. Parked outside, we've got this 2022 Ferrari SF90 Stradale in Bianco Avus, which is their basic solid white, no pearl, no metallic, nothing. Personally, I would never get a Ferrari in this color. It's just too boring for me, too bland. It just looks like a blank canvas. But I understand why people like this color, and I understand why they get it, to fly under the radar or just because they like it. So this SF90 has about $84,000 in optional equipment, and I would say that's a good amount. It's not too much. It's not like they checked every box, but it's also not too little. It's not like they skimped on the options. So I would say this one is well optioned. Taking a look at some of the options, you've got the Scuderia Shields, which are a $1,856 option. Yes, they do charge for these. They are optional. Let me know if you guys would get Scuderia Shields on your Ferrari. And then we've got 20-inch forged dark painted rims, which are a $6,750 option. Black ceramic exhaust tips are a $1,687 option. The carbon fiber rear diffuser is an $11,812 option. I say that's a must. This piece here is called the carbon fiber side air splitter, and it costs $3,712. You've also got carbon fiber for the side skirts, this piece in the front. The sun is shining on it right now. This car's a bit dirty. It's got to be cleaned up, but probably just got unloaded off the truck. And then you also have exposed carbon in the front here. So this one is really well optioned out in regards to carbon fiber. I just wish the color was more exciting. It also has a bunch of options on the interior, like the electrochromic rear view mirror, Alcantara on the seats, the horse stitched on the headrest, so on and so forth. A few facts about the SF90 Stradale is that it's powered by a 4-liter twin-turbo V8 that makes 769 horsepower on its own, and then it has 3 electric motors that provide an additional 217 horsepower. You can actually see the engine through here. It's kind of hard to see with the way the sun is in the sky right now. It's not really shining on it. But take my word for it, this engine sits so far down in the car. It has such a low center of gravity because of that. So it makes a total of 986 horsepower, which is basically 1,000 horsepower. That's insane. And it also has 590 pound-feet of torque. Power is sent to all four wheels, making this the first mid-engined Ferrari with all-wheel drive. Optional on the SF90 is something called the Assetto Fiorano package, which costs just under $60,000. And what that does is reduce the weight of the car and give you a bunch of upgrades to make it track focused. So one of the upgrades you get is a new suspension system with multimatic shocks and titanium springs. There's also a bunch of carbon fiber, a bigger rear spoiler, and better tires. I actually just noticed from this angle you can see the aerodynamics, how there's just a gap underneath the spoiler to create downforce. That is so cool that you can see that when you stand right here. So behind the SF90, we've got an 812 GTS, brand new, red on red, which is probably a bit controversial, but I like it. This is Rosso Corsa, it looks like, with these gray wheels, painted Scuderia Shields, which aren't cheap. I think they're about like $14,000, which is pretty crazy for some shields, but they look incredible, especially on the 812 Superfast because of the elongated body. It just works so well. But yeah, you can see the red leather interior. I'm curious to hear your thoughts on that. I don't mind it because I like crazy specs, but I bet some people probably think this is just a big no-no. Behind that, we've got an F8 Tributo, silver wheels, yellow calipers, Rosso Corsa paint. I really like how this F8 has the exposed carbon fiber option and the Italian flag badge right there on the rear deck lid. This engine cover is actually made of Lexan and it's reminiscent of the one on the Ferrari F40. One paint color I'm definitely sure about is this one, Rosso Dino on the Ferrari Roma. Gray wheels, yellow calipers. This is this is definitely the wildest Roma I've ever seen. It has a brown interior, so you've got orange paint, brown interior, gray wheels, yellow calipers, yellow shields. Very fascinating. And you guys know there's a matching 599 SA Aperta inside the showroom that's still for sale. One of 80 cars worldwide, $1.3 million asking price. I've been asking you a lot of questions so far today, but I just have to know what you guys think of Rosso Dino. The complete opposite of a wild spec Roma is right here, parked outside, a gray Roma with gray wheels. This thing is so understated. So I would say this is understated, that's understated as well, but this is understated and stealthy. It has such a sinister look, all blacked out, and it looks like it was just cleaned up. I say all blacked out, of course, with the exception of the yellow. I actually quite like this. Wow, check out these exposed carbon fiber mirrors. These have to be aftermarket because they look just like some other aftermarket ones I've seen on some 488s. They look good. I actually really like those. So now let's take a break from these beauties. I use the term beauty loosely with this one. I don't find it beautiful, but the 812 and the Roma are definitely beautiful, so is the F8. But yeah, let's take a break from these. Let's head inside and let's check out some cars from other brands. Don't go anywhere, you don't want to miss this. Inside the detailing building, we've got two 488s. One's a Spider, one's a GTB, and I've already done a video on the differences and similarities between Rosso Corsa and Rosso Scuderia, but here's a good example right here. Again, this is Rosso Scuderia. You can tell it's very bright and vibrant, and this is Rosso Corsa, which is like a little bit darker, more like a tomato red. I'm curious which one you guys prefer. This is actually really cool. We have a yellow 458 Spider with a black roof, and we also have a yellow 360 Spider with a black roof. And the challenge wheels, which I absolutely love. And this is a manual. It's not super rare for the 360 for it to be a manual, but it's still very cool nonetheless. I feel like most people would probably take this over this just because it's manual, and who doesn't love a manual Ferrari? But me, not even knowing how to drive manual, I will learn soon though, don't worry, I'd pick this. We've got what looks like a Grigio Titanio 488. It's a pretty cool color on that car, pretty rare. But what's even better than this, actually way better by my standards, a Lamborghini Aventador S in balloon white. Now guys, I think I've seen this exact car before, but I don't know for sure because they took the license plate off. It's owned by the dealership now, but I'm pretty sure it's one that I've seen several times. This spec is pretty popular, so I could be wrong, but either way, it's beautiful, and I'm so glad there's an Aventador S here. There's actually a balloon white Aventador Roadster upstairs from 2016, just the regular Aventador, not the S, not the SV, not the SVJ, not the Ultimate. But I'll tell you guys, it's always nice to see an Aventador. I've seen so many rare supercars and hypercars, but Aventadors will always have my heart, even in like basic specs like white. This is a special white. It's not like the white on the SF90 that's like very flat and solid. This is like a pearl white, and sometimes in some lighting it has like silver and blue hues. It's really cool. I wish this was exposed carbon fiber though. I'll tolerate it for the S, but if this was an SV or SVJ, that has to be exposed carbon. You've got the glass louvers over the engine, the V12 plaque with the firing order. The leather comfort seats have red accents and optional Q Satura stitching, which I love. I think that's a must. And you've got a full leather steering wheel with some red accents on the dash. This beauty is powered by a 6.5-liter naturally aspirated V12 engine that makes 730 horsepower. Even though I prefer the track-focused Aventadors like the SV and the SVJ over the S and the regular Aventador, I'd still want to own this car. I'd actually want to own one of each Aventador variant. That's because I'm a Lamborghini enthusiast and the Aventador is my favorite supercar. Most people probably wouldn't do that though. We actually have another 812 with painted shields. This one is all blacked out. You've got the black wheels, black calipers, black paint, and then the beautiful painted Scuderia Shields. And this interior is really cool. Black and orange. Carbon fiber racing seats. Exposed carbon on the steering wheel. I love these orange accents. So rare. You really never see Ferraris painted in orange or having orange accents. So just like the Aventador S, the 812 Superfast is powered by a 6.5-liter naturally aspirated V12 engine, except this one is more powerful. So while that engine makes 730 horsepower, this one makes 789 horsepower. I'm in love with this car. I wouldn't get it in black. You guys already know what color I would get every car in, purple. So anytime you see a car and you're wondering what color I would get it in, you already know, purple. This one does look good in black though, and I'm showing you the back of the car because how weird does it look without a license plate or even like a plate frame? It looks so bare. All the way over there getting PPF is an F8 Spider in Blu Elettrico or electric blue. One of my favorite Ferrari colors of all time, and a pretty rare one. I've only seen it maybe a handful of times. This one has silver wheels, dark blue calipers. That shade of blue doesn't match the paint, but somehow it still works. And then you've got a tan interior. Blue over tan, you really can't beat it. This one is lacking a bit in the carbon fiber department. You don't have it here, you don't have it here either. But that's probably because he spent $16,874 on the paint. As you can see on the window sticker here, it starts at $301. With options, this one comes to $382, so about $81,000 in options. You've got the forged painted rims, Scuderia Shields, the paint, and even a dedication plate in silver, which is a $759 option. So it looks like the carbon fiber he chose is on the interior, not so much on the exterior. But just look at the depth of this color. It is so insanely beautiful and bold. You've got a gray MC20 in the corner, and then it looks like this F8 Tributo is getting wrapped matte black. That's gonna look so insanely stealthy when it's all done. Upstairs in the showroom, we've got my friend's 812 Superfast that's currently for sale. His 812 GTS should be coming in shortly. So this is finished in Argento Nürburgring with a blue Nart stripe and white roundels. The 812 GTS is going to be fully blue Nart with white roundels. This is actually a historic livery, so this spec pays homage to the 1960s Ferrari 250 GT Drogo. This car definitely isn't for everyone. The spec isn't to everyone's taste, but I find it amazing. It has a full blue leather interior, matching luggage set. It's stunning. And behind that, we've got a Ferrari 488 Pista. This one's actually been here for quite a while now. I'm just like waiting for it to sell. So if any of you guys are interested in any of the cars in this showroom, be sure to email Paul, the general manager. He'll help you out. I'll put his email in the description. But this one is well spec'd. You've got exposed carbon fiber in all the crucial places. This is actually a dark blue and silver stripe, even though it looks black. So this car is a 2019 with 7,600 miles on it, and the asking price is $470,000. And this car is a 2020 with 9,400 miles, and the asking price is $510,000. This beautiful, brilliant blue Magno AMG GT Black Series is for sale for $560,000. This is factory paint, and in some lighting you can actually see the blue metallic sparkle. Such a gorgeous car. Such an aggressive looking car. You've got exposed carbon in so many places, even on the hood. And then we've got a Rolls-Royce Wraith two-tone, Lamborghini Aventador Roadster, Huracan rear-wheel drive coupe, Huracan Evo all-wheel drive coupe, Huracan Evo rear-wheel drive Spider, 600 LT coupe, and other cars like this McLaren GT, this Bentley Continental GT, and this Aston Martin DB11. I actually quite like the spec on this McLaren GT. It's finished in like a grayish silver with black wheels and like this burgundy red leather interior. It's so classy. It suits the nature of the car perfectly. No exposed carbon, just these silver accents on the interior. This is really nice. Oh, look at that, we got a 488. This is the one with painted shields and the orange accents on the interior. Got a few weak revs there. We need some real revs. So that was my visit to Ferrari Maserati of Long Island. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.